Support comes from G-Lock Brakes. It's shifted perspective on Sociology of Cars Podcast, where we don't ignite problems, but fuel solutions. I'm your host, Shift. Being an enthusiast is so difficult when searching for knowledge. It's like making a million puzzle pieces come together. It's extremely frustrating and time-consuming to find the right information. There are people that gatekeep, others that are mean in response to your questions, or it requires money to pay for instruction or classes. Regardless of being proficient, there is no easy pathway to take. Even with my driving techniques and technical background, it still took me many years to explore the nuances of nuances. The professionals like racing drivers, team engineers, and master mechanics collectively know the secrets of what makes a car perform how it was intended. As for the rest of us, we are left to figure it out by ourselves. So how are we supposed to figure this out? It's my goal to provide you with those pieces of the puzzle. I took the fall for many years, and each recovery was rediscovering one piece at a time. I'll be sharing with you my own experiences so that you won't have to make the same mistakes I did. I want to guide you on your journey as an enthusiast, making it as easy as possible. And for this week's topic, how to become a Porsche driving instructor. Most people perceive owning a Porsche as a lifetime goal. Owning one is like being a part of an exclusive club. If you're not familiar, I used to be an engineering test driver for 10 plus years. I thought that if I spent all of my time and energy collecting as much knowledge as possible, I could break into the realm of racing. The reality is, I wasn't able to reach the right circles as I hit the ceiling with my personal growth and network. I knew that something needed to change. To get where you want in life, especially in a gatekeeping industry like automotive industry, you need to know the right people. They can refer you to the right positions or those with money. This is extremely crucial when racing, especially since it's a rich man's sport. Porsche has a strong racing heritage. I knew that this was the next step in being connected, guiding me to the next level of expanding my network. I've been asked countless times by customers how I became a driving instructor. Many assume that I've come from a racing background, have gone to a racing school, or that I'm well connected with the right people. I didn't have any of those things. However, I paved my own way into those automotive spaces by intentionally placing myself there in hopes to be noticed. I'll share with you my steps as how I became a Porsche driving instructor. With Porsche's Experience Center in Carson, California, I showered and shaved, walked through their front door, and asked for a job. I was given an email to contact the chief driving instructor who manages the drive team. I reached out with my resume and received a response asking for an in-depth description of my background. Specifically, my driving, racing, motorsports experience. After having shared a lengthy descriptive email, I was asked to come in for an interview. The interview consisted of a panel of individuals from their drive team. After 45 minutes of office conversation, the moment of truth had come for the behind-the-wheel drive test. It was in a 992.1 911 Carrera S, which I had never driven before. I've driven other Porsche models, but never with their twin-turbo flat six. The first startup was beautiful. The car was more than I imagined it to be. The interior was plush. The exhaust rumble was music to my ears. The turbo noises could make a grown man cry. The handling was something I had never experienced before. I almost had a tear drop down my face from so much joy. The first test was on a module called the kick plate. It intentionally spins the car in a random direction. The goal of this test was to save it from spinning. The second test was on low friction circle. The The goal was to hold a drift for 3/4 of the circle. And the final test was at the dynamic area, basically an autocross course. The goal was to drive a 7/10 pace without hitting any cones. After passing all 3, that concluded my interview. I was told that they would evaluate and discuss the results as a team and would reach out to me with their decision. After several anxious weeks, I received the good news to begin onboarding process. The training took 2 weeks without any guarantee of hire. Those 2 weeks were the most exciting and nerve-wracking I've ever experienced for any position I've ever applied to. The end goal was to be greeted at the last day of evaluation with their drive team's Porsche gear welcoming me to their team. It was truly an honor to have received it at the end. They really made me work for that Porsche shirt. And at that moment, I fully understood why Porsche instructors are held to such high standards. When I got home that day, I shed a tear. I made it. It was unreal. At that moment, I was certain that I pursued the correct career path. Joining the elite family was the missing piece I've been searching for. Being behind the wheel of a vehicle is one of the most exhilarating feelings I've ever felt in my life. I strive to better myself as a driver, and Porsche challenges me to do so. There are many ways into the industry. Some require thinking outside of the box over some traditional pathways. If you really want to pursue racing, want to be behind the wheel, and don't have the resources, consider becoming a driving instructor. Visit your local tracks, visit some experience centers, visit defensive driving schools, and ask questions. It's very niche, but it can be a great way to gain experience, network, and give you the outlook and satisfaction of being behind the wheel. With diligence and determination, the possibilities are endless. I hope that this particular piece can help you accelerate your career and offer clarity on your path by working smarter, not harder. Shifted Perspective is produced by Sociology of Everything, supported by G-Lock Brakes. I'm your host, Shift. Reach out to me on social media at shift_Robinson, found in the description, or email me at shift@sociologyofeverything.com. Thank you so much for listening, and see you next week.